So what is the state of Lego investing here in the year 2025? In this video, I'm going to dive into all the factors that affect Lego investing and talk about, is it still a viable option for a side hustle, full-time income, or to fund your building hobby? You ready? Let's go. Welcome, my name's Jake from Jake's Bricks. Welcome back to the channel. I love to talk about Lego buying, selling, building, collecting, and investing here on the Jake's Bricks YouTube channel. And I have been buying and selling Lego sets and been investing in them for over 10 years now. As you can see, part of my inventory portfolio is behind me. And the question that I get the most, or at least the comments that I feel like I get on a ton of my videos, is Lego investing good? Should you do it? Is it a viable option here in the year 2025? And I want to answer some of those questions today on this video. If you're interested in checking out the feedback that I had in the year 2024, you can check out that video right there or in the description below. I talked about all of my thoughts in the year 2024, and I will say in this video, my thoughts are going to be similar, but probably a little bit more dramatic than they were just a year ago. Why don't I start by answering this question? Should you get into Lego investing in the year 2025? And my answer to that question would be no. No. I have built this channel to nearly 20,000 subscribers talking about Lego investing, and it pains me to tell you as a Lego fan, a Lego collector, or someone that's looking into getting into investing, no, do not start investing in Lego in the year 2025. And that, I don't know, it's hard for, I'm bummed. I'm really bummed. Because it has been a really fun way for me as a Lego collector to fund my building hobby over the last 10 years. And that's why I started this channel. I started this channel to help Lego collectors like myself fund their building hobby. I cannot afford the Lego hobby without buying and selling Lego sets. It would be impossible for me. And I love the hobby. I love collecting sets. I love building them, the whole thing that goes with it. And right now, I just don't think it's going to be sustainable long term in the next 3 to 5 years. And I know that's hard for many people to hear. It's going to be hard for a lot of my subscribers to hear, and I'm probably going to lose subscribers by being that transparent with you. But I don't like lying. Like, I don't like promoting anything on this channel that gives a false hope to anybody. I've tried to be as transparent as possible through the last, I don't know how many years I've had this channel, 4 or 5 years. I've tried to be as transparent as possible to talk about the wins and the challenges and the struggles that I've had when it comes to Lego buying and selling and investing. And here we are in 2025 telling you, don't do it. Do not get into Lego investing because it is becoming way more challenging than it ever was 3 to 5 years ago. So why am I discouraging people from getting into Lego investing in 2025? The returns just aren't there. Over the last several years, I have seen the returns on Lego investing get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. And why do I think that is? I'll admit it's my fault. Completely my fault. Okay, not just my fault. My fault and tons of other Lego investing YouTubers or Lego collectors or Lego investing Reddit forums or a variety of different articles that have been written about Lego investing. Lego investing over the last 5 years has become extremely popular. So what did that popularity do? That made it sound like Lego investing was the next greatest thing for you to make a quick buck, or you to make money, or for you to, how I talked about it, fund your building hobby. And so what happened was, I encouraged you to buy Lego sets, and many of you did, hoping that you would have a decent return on investment over the next several years. The problem was, some of the videos I talked about got 70, 80, and even 100,000 views. And if just 5% of you purchased Lego sets, that was more than originally before I even made that video. So it's just basic supply and demand economics that I can admit that I contributed to the problem. And my intentions weren't impure. Of course, I understood basic economics. And honestly, guys, when I started this channel, I did not think I would have 20,000 subscribers. I just was a Lego fan trying to help others do what I did, fund their Lego hobby through Lego investing and Lego buying and selling. And that's what happened. And it started to grow and started to gain popularity, and I started to produce content, and I realized that people were interested in learning about this topic, and now it's not a secret anymore. And so when something that makes you money is a secret, it allows those select few who understand the process to make money more than the world. And here we are. Here we are with a popular investing tactic that actually affects supply and demand economics. Let's take, for example, the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer set that you see right behind me. A set right now that if you were going to purchase it on eBay, Bricklink, or Amazon, you'd be paying anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 on the secondary market. The MSRP on this set was originally $700, and so right now, if you're selling it at about $1,000, you are barely breaking even. If you're paying fees and shipping, you're maybe $100, depending on how much the shipping cost is and how far you have to ship it, depending on what platform you're selling on. And this set's 2 years retired at this point. And if you were picking it up at MSRP, there's really not much money to be made. Now, there were some discounts towards the end of its life at around $500 to $600. So if you're able to get it on discount, you made a couple $100, which is not bad. I mean, I would consider that a pretty decent return on investment. 2 years, if you were to look at this general stock market, obviously everyone's looking at Bitcoin and all these like one-off like victories that hindsight is 20/20 for everyone. But if you bought this set for $500 and then you sold it for $1,000 2 years later after fees and shipping, making $200, that is a decent return on investment, if we're honest. But let's take, for example, basic supply and demand economics. Let's say someone, for example, was going to buy 500 of these when they were on sale for $500. Now, it would be nearly impossible to source that many, but if you were able to get your hands on 500 of these and you had them stored up in a warehouse, you would have a gigantic section of the market. But let's say 3 other people did that same thing, and you started to compete with each other, selling on eBay or Bricklink or Facebook Marketplace and the like, trying to get to the sell point and realizing very quickly that you didn't have the luxury to hold on that large dollar value of inventory for several years. You are racing to the bottom, selling it at a slim margin, hoping to take those dollars and reinvest them back in. And this is exactly what happened. There were Lego YouTubers like myself that said, this might actually be a decent investment. And I myself bought 3 of them. Several of you bought 4 of them, and bought 10 of them, and bought 2 of them. And you started to sell them on the secondary market. Now, luckily, this set actually has done decently well, and the demand has met the supply. The tough part with a large set like this is I don't anticipate it getting up past $1,500 over the next several years. In my opinion, it's likely capped, because there are very few Lego collectors that are willing to shell out $1,500 or more for a set that, if you know how to do your work, you can source the pieces for around $550. So if you are someone that's looking to get a discount on this set and want to source the pieces, you can do that. If you need the box and the instructions and you want to build it from the brand new bags, you're going to have to shell out around $1,200 to $1,500 at this point. But really, this is one of the last major winners I've seen in the last couple years when it comes to Lego investing. Let's not even talk about this set. This is the medieval Blacksmith set. This set, everybody, including myself, thought would be one of the best investments over the last several years. I think it's been retired for about a year now, and the original MSRP on this set was $170. Here is what happened. What happened is something similar that happened this year, which I just talked about in my most recent video, that over 25 or 30 sets came back in stock after we thought all the retired inventory was dried up, and many of them came back in stock at Amazon. And you were able to get them at MSRP. So a set like this, that if you were able to purchase on discount, you could have got for around $130. Many people were buying it for investing at $170. We're thinking, all right, after a year or two, I'm going to sell it for $250, $300, make a few bucks. Maybe you bought 5, maybe you bought 10 of them, maybe you bought 50 of them, thinking, all right, holding on to 2 years, this is going to be a great investment. I'm going to sell it around Christmas time. And right now, this set is barely selling above $180, if not less. Unless you're selling it on Amazon, this set right here has performed terrible. And the reason being is the outstanding stock at MSRP lasted on Amazon almost into July of 2024. It took forever for the inventory at retail value to dry up on the medieval Blacksmith. And here's what I did. I told people to invest in that set. You told people to invest in that. Every Lego fan said, I'll buy a medieval Blacksmith and I'll make a couple bucks and I'll use it to fund my building hobby or have a couple extra bucks in the bank. And that's the problem. The collectors that wanted to buy it got their hands on it. All of us as Lego resellers or Lego investors bought several copies of them. And at this point, nobody wants this anymore. There's no demand for it. If you have it or you have a medieval mock, you've bought a couple and you've already got them. You were able to source them at around $180, maybe even $200 if you had to pay 20 bucks over the MSRP. And right now, there's just really no demand meeting the exorbitant supply that's on the secondary market. And that's just because Lego investing got popular. We all talked about it. We put out our top 10 lists. And it has become a really difficult challenge about how to pick Lego sets that are going to perform well and you can make money. There used to be a list of like 80 to 100 sets that would retire each year that you nearly could guarantee yourself making money if you were able to pick them up at around 20% off, which most Lego sets were able to get a discount like that at some point in their life. Right now, there's a list of like 20, maybe 30 sets that if you were to buy at 20% off in 2 years, you could barely break even. Most of them, you're losing money on at this point. And I'm not going to say that it's just Lego YouTubers like myself that made Lego investing popular and the reason that's not working. That is one major factor and probably the largest. But another reason is just the basic grand scale economy is not as healthy as it once was. So the normal Lego collector is not going to pay 50 or 100% above market value for a Lego set that they want. What are they going to do? They are going to look at the hundreds of brand new Lego sets that Lego is releasing every year, pick something similar or in a similar vein, and they're going to buy that set for way cheaper. And this is the third reason I think we're struggling to see great returns on Lego investments is because Lego continues to produce new lines, new sets, and I love that. That is one of my favorite parts about the Lego group and the Lego community is that we get so many new sets every single year. We get to buy a set that we thought was going to be completely discontinued and just a slight variation with a couple new minifigures, and we don't have to pay 5, 6, or 7 times retail value for a set that's relatively similar to the one that retired 6 years ago. And Lego will continue to do that. And it will hurt Lego investors. It has hurt me time and time again. I can fully admit that there's been times I've held onto a Lego set and a similar variant or an exact remake has been released and I'm just completely out. Like my investment takes a significant dip in price. That is one of the risks when it comes to Lego investing. And that has happened time and time again and will continue to happen because Lego, they're smarter than us. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. They are going to make money in the easiest and best ways possible. Like all companies, they are going to make mistakes, but they own Bricklink. Like they own the primary Lego secondary selling market. They are using all of this data to inform which sets people are interested, which sets are going to be decent investments. They already know. And of course, they're not going to try and benefit the person selling Lego sets on the secondary market. Although if there's someone in the Lego executive group that is watching this right now, this has been one of my favorite ways to fund my building hobby. And I find myself probably less likely to purchase sets for my personal collection over the next several years because I'm not going to be able to get as decent returns on investment when it comes to Lego investing. So that's going to be a side effect for me. I'm probably not going to purchase as many Lego sets to buy for myself. Is the Lego group going to change their ways completely just because Jake from Jake's Bricks stops buying as many Lego sets? Probably not. I'm a small fish in a very, 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 very large ocean of those that are purchasing Lego sets. But it is something to note. And I'll be curious for those that get out of Lego investing over the next couple years or don't get into Lego investing, will Lego take notice? Will the Lego group see overall their sales dip? I don't think so. I don't think Lego investing is popular enough to see anything more than a 1% or 2% dip in sales. But I have to imagine for those that have followed the Jake's Bricks YouTube channel for a while or that have gotten into Lego investing, that have bought 4 or 5 copies of one set, and if all of us got out or 70% of us get out of Lego investing in the next 2 years, we're not going to be buying 10 of these. We're going to be buying one for our personal collection. And if that happens, Lego investing will become viable again. Like the demand will start to meet the supply will go down in the secondary market, the demand will go back up, and we'll get in this cycle where Lego investing gets too popular and then people get out and then people get into it and people get out. I mean, honestly, it's boring to say, but it's just economics 101. Supply and demand. I've already said it, and I will continue to say it. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens over the next couple years. I'm curious to see if the Super Star Destroyer makes it past the $1,500 mark. I'm curious to see if the modular bookshop can finally eclipse over the $220 mark. Are there going to be Lego collectors that are going to pay the premium for sets that are on the secondary market that retired several years ago? I'm curious, and I don't have a crystal ball. And I've always said this on my channel that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm just here to help you fund your building hobby, which I think is going to be more difficult than it ever has been. So what does that mean going forward? Does that mean there is no Lego product that's going to do well for investing? Absolutely not. I mean, I think 2024 was our worst year for Lego investing that I've ever experienced in 10 years of doing it. And you already have sets like the typewriter, a $250 set that's already selling over $400 on the secondary market. You have sets like the Jazz Quartet. There's a $100 set. I think it's pushing $180 to $200 on the secondary market. You've got the Harry Potter Diagon Alley Weasley shops. Like that set is pushing $140 to $170 on the secondary market. It does not mean that there are not going to be winners. It means that if you're interested in getting into Lego investing or still doing it, you're going to have to be secretive. You're going to have maybe a crystal ball on picking the sets that you think people are going to desire on the secondary market, and you don't tell people about it like I've done. I've told too many people about it at this point. If I had said the Weasley shops were going to be a great investment, then a lot of you would have them, and the demand wouldn't meet the supply. So I would imagine myself, many other YouTubers will probably stop talking about Lego investing, or will talk about it in a different way. And guess what? I'm probably still going to post my top 10 list with all the caveats saying this might make them too popular. So it'll be curious to see what comes of Lego investing. It's not impossible. There are definitely winners still to be had, just way, way fewer than there ever has been in the past. I think in our current moment, the best side effect of all of this is the amount of Lego discounts that we're going to see on sets. The MSRP on sets have been jumping way higher than I ever wanted to. Take, for example, the X-Men X-Jet, like one of the most overpriced set of all time. I think it was $70 MSRP. Just egregious for like 350 some pieces. Wild. So Lego is continuing to push the envelope of MSRP, but what they're finding is that they're having to discount sets quicker and quicker, not just Black Friday. There used to be sets that would exist through their entire shelf life, only ever existing in MSRP. You could buy them and you could invest in them and you can make some money. Almost every single Lego set gets a discount at some point in its life at some retailer. So buying a set at MSRP for investing is nearly a no-go for every single set going forward. If you're going to purchase a set like this, the Disney Villains, I think I picked this up for like $60 or $70 at Target on clearance. And this set will sell for $115 to $125 by Christmas of this year. I'll make a few dollars on it after fees and shipping. So there is money to be made buying sets on clearance and then selling them back at the MSRP. And I think that'll be a habit that people still get into. But outside of buying sets on clearance and reselling them for just a small markup, Lego investing for the foreseeable future really isn't going to be a viable option going forward. So what does that mean for the investments that you currently have? If you're okay taking a loss, you can sell them right now. If you're not, hold on to them. And I really do believe that in the next 5 years, you're going to see incremental growth on many of the sets that retired this year, last year, in 2023 and 2024. There are still collectors out there that are going to want the investments that we purchased over the last several years. I'm not fearful that you're not going to be able to make money on some of those investments, depending on what your original buy-in was. It's just going to take longer. It might take 3 to 5 years to 7 years for you to make a small return on investment. If you don't want to take a loss, just hold on to them. If you have the space and you can tie up those dollars, continue to hold on to those Lego investments so that you can make a few dollars here and there. So there you go. That's the state of Lego investing. It may be hard to hear. I apologize to those that have been following my journey for a long time and have been buying sets over the last several years. I really didn't expect it to get this popular. I was just a guy trying to help others fund their building hobby. So my hope is that you have had a chance to make a few bucks at some point. If you have, let me know what have been some of the best investing winners that you've had over the last several years in the comments below. And also let me know what have been some of the losers, the struggles that you've had in selling Lego sets. If you're looking to sell some of your collection or you're looking to sell some of your investments, I would love to invite you to sell with me. over at my brand new selling platform at district.net, district.net/jakesbricks. You can see that right now, or go in the description below. Would love to have you join me there. Super fun social selling platform that you can shoot me a DM and we can talk more about it, but would love to have you start selling there. But I recognize this is probably not the most popular video that I'm going to post, but I always want to be transparent here on my channel to help you understand the positives and the negatives of what it looks like to get into Lego investing and Lego reselling. As always, y'all, it's Jake from Jake's Bricks signing off. We'll see you guys.